one big addition to our trade targets board, and that is Blake Wheeler, the longtime Winnipeg Jets captain, the only holdover from the Atlanta Thrashers days. Sources indicate that the Jets have begun to entertain and engage in conversations with other teams around the National Hockey League about the potential of moving Blake Wheeler. This is a significant step for the Jets franchise. As I mentioned, he's been their stalwart, their point per game player, their leader, and now it feels like this is the first indication of some potential changes that we might see this summer for a team that, Mike, you and I both picked to win the Stanley Cup this year and fell short. We're certainly in the conversation of being among the most disappointing teams this season, falling 8 points short of the playoffs. As we mentioned, Paul Maurice stepped aside. They were never really able to quite get it going, and now in Wheeler, I'm fascinated to see where this goes. What type of package could they get in return? And is it going to be possible to move that $8.25 million cap hit for each of the next two seasons? Because, or in full, I should say. And the other interesting wrinkle here, Mike, is when you look at Wheeler, he has a full no move clause. So he is in complete control of where he goes only until July 1st. After July 1st, then he has to submit a 5-team list to which he would accept a trade. But sources indicate to this point that Wheeler would be willing to consider potentially a team outside of that 5-team list if there is a fit for him and his career and his family. How do you see this playing out? Is there significant interest in Blake Wheeler as a point per game play driving winger that could be a missing piece for a contending team?
I think so because he's still been consistent in his production. I mean, he's been point a game, slightly less than a point a game, and it's not just the totals. Like it's what he brings to the whole package, Frank. He's a big body that can skate. He can push D back. He can play a half wall on a power play. He's got great hands. He's a much better passer than I think people realize. I think whoever he ends up with, if he doesn't stay in Winnipeg, is going to encourage Blake Wheeler to shoot more often. He's a better shoot. He's best when he's shooting the puck in volume. But that $8.25 million cap hit's pretty big. So if you're a team that's missing scoring on your top two lines and some versatility on the power play, this is the type of player that can help you. And I think the term of it would help, Frank, because you have this year and next season left. It's not like you're taking on a 4 or 5 or 6 year deal. He is a little bit up in age. He did have injuries this year, but he has been historically healthy. So I think for teams that are trying to fill that role, that have a bit of cap space, this is somebody I would very seriously consider because he's that type of total package that you don't get very often with speed, size, scoring, passing, leadership. I mean, it all fits the bill there, Frank. It's just finding the right fit.
Yeah, when he's on, Blake Wheeler is an absolute beast. You mentioned
Yeah.
pairing all those things up at the same time, that size and the compete level and the heart. He's certainly a player that is hungry to win. There's no question about that. Blake Wheeler debuting at number 3 on our trade targets board. You can see the full list of the top 30 now posted at dailyfaceoff.com.